On Sunday night, we met Group B for the first time in this series with Bear, Wolf, Bush, Pufferfish, Toad in the Hole, and Pegasus. As we met them for the first time in this series, all of them performed, and one thing by the end was officially unmasked. And like I promised you, the other night, I was gonna do Group B today, and that's what we're doing tonight. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. So, like I promised you, last night, like yesterday, in fact, that I'll be doing Group B today. I know it's a little bit later than I wanted to do it, but I've been busy today. But hey, we're around at the time, but I think it's the best time to do it. So we met Group B, like I mentioned, for the first time, as we saw Group A on Saturday. So yeah, basically we saw Group B today, yesterday actually, the other day, we want to say. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this group actually a lot more compared to Group A, because I feel like Tattoo and Dress Club are the only good singers. I will say, I feel like most of the singers are kind of holding back a little bit. Like, for example, Wolf, which we'll mention, and I think Snell's holding back too. Like, there are a few singers I think are holding back this year, but we'll definitely see what happens. But Group B came, and I really enjoyed the episode. And we'll say there was one contestant that I just kind of ruined it for me because of how obvious it was, which we'll get into later in the video. But no, really much to talk over about this week. So yeah, let's go straight into the video. So let's get into the video today. So let's start off the episode, if it will work, with Pufferfish and who performed. Now, what did she perform again? I need to Google that up again. Just don't mind me. Hang on, just let me get it up. What did she perform? I keep forgetting what she's. I need to have the fandom open again sometimes. So she performed "Good Luck Babe" by Chapel Roan. I hadn't heard the song before, just so if those who are wondering, but this is what I call a perfect way to kick off the night and a debut performance as well, because she was absolutely fantastic. Incredible voice, incredible stage presence as well, and which made it even more fantastic. Like this is someone who I think is a performer, and just I think she could go so far in the competition. I think out of the female singers, in my opinion, this series, she is by far the strongest female singer we have this series. I just think she's incredible. So my guess for Pufferfish, and I was kind of going back and forth on my guess, as I originally guessed Ashley Roberts as my initial guess. I did throw out Vanessa Hudgens, but she's nowhere near that at all. Tori Kelly, but her runs are almost nowhere near Tori level. But I have a guess, and just listening to the voice itself, and I picked some good clues to go with here. But I think that the brace yourself for this. I think that the Pufferfish is none other than Jamie Lynn Spears, the sister of Britney Spears. Now this might be a stretch, but I have the clues to back it up a little bit. So we saw like the spider in the clue package, and she took part in I'm a Celebrity, and of course in I'm a Celebrity they have spiders, they have witchy grubs, etc. And then we saw the two dice. There was two dices, and it had one of them had 6 and the other one had 5. And if you add 6 and 5 together, you get the total of 11. And she was aged 11 when she first became famous. So that was a very sneaky clue they had there. She mentioned that she runs in the family, and she's, like I mentioned, she's the sister of Britney Spears. She mentioned her riddle. She's small but just as impressive. She is the youngest sister, and indeed shorter than her sister. And the chicken clue, we saw Rubber Chicken there. Now, this might be a stretch here, but she was actually, if you remember, I did my mastering and reviews, recap and review, no, my mastering and reviews episode 3 on Instagram. Yesterday, if you didn't see it, that was with Mars Central and Ed Reacts. I did that with them, and someone mentioned there was the Masked Artist, I believe, shout out to them, that apparently Jamie Lynn Spears was actually featured in a Robot Chicken skit. Now, I don't know what skit that was. I'm going to have to check that out myself, if I can find it, of course, but regardless, I think she's gonna be here for a while. Like she is absolutely. But I mean that her voice is just incredible. I have seen some guesses of Kim Cattrall out there, which I'm not leaning too much towards, but I do think this is someone. I'm pretty sure it's a professional singer. So yeah, so that's my guess for also there were some clues I didn't wasn't too sure on, like the rugby clue, there was like a American football, rugby ball. I don't know if she has it, if Jamie Lynn Spears has any relation to the NBA or something. Not NBA, the NFL, I mean. Not NBA. Why am I thinking basketball? But I do think this is a singer, like 100% a singer. Like her voice is just that good, and like I said, I think she could go far in the competition regardless. I think her and Wolf are probably my favourites to be in the top two, in my opinion. Then next up we have the Bush, probably the cutest character of the series. Like I was just smiling from ear to ear, and honestly, you should have seen my reaction. I had the biggest smile on my face. I was just loving every single moment of it. So she performed. Hello, tired today. So she performed "Wake Up Boo" by the Boo Radleys. I'd never heard this song before, but it was a fun song, and I thought she did okay. I mean, it's definitely not a singer, but she had an okay voice. But I will say, I could definitely see her making at least maybe the Merge episode. I must admit. Um. So yeah, I could, like I mentioned, I could definitely see her making it, having like a underdog run in a way. So I have a guess for Bush, and I'm really strong with the clues actually, to be honest with this one. But vocally, I hear it in the voice, and my guess is Natalie Cassidy from EastEnders. Is it EastEnders or Coronation Street? It's one of the she's in EastEnders. Okay, who played Sonia Fowler since 1993. So I'm literally just, by the way, for those who are wondering, I am currently getting a YouTube video of a clue package just to reference like the clues I'm stuck on. Like this is like the first one I can't connect the clues to. Like I'm trying to see if there's any EastEnders references like floating around the area. Like let's say like there's a trophy, best bush and show. Has she been in like fashion or something? There was one. Meadow seeds. I don't think that was a clue. Anything. Like there was. I think there was a. There was a clue, wasn't it? The ghost. I think there was a ghost clue. There's a judge. There was a judge with a wig and a. But I don't. I mean, the ghost clue. Like, has Chris Kamara been on the show on the EastEnders by any chance? Because I mean, he was the ghost in series 4. But I don't know. Honestly, the clues I definitely help with linking to to Natalie Cassidy. So if you guys know any clues that could link to her, let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. But vote based on the voice, I'm certain it's Natalie Cassidy. So that's my guess, in my opinion. So next up, we have definitely one of the best all-around entertainers this year. So that is indeed the Wolf. And so he performed "Let's Dance" by David Bowie, a great tune. And honestly, I think he's got such a great voice. Like his voice for me is just so good. And I will say, I definitely think he's holding back his voice until later down the line. Like I think we're gonna have a moment throughout the series where he's gonna have a real belt of a song. They'll have all our hair standing up, like, because that performance I thought was fantastic. But I do think he is for sure holding back his voice a lot. So I don't know, but I do think he's going to be a one that's going to definitely going to go far in the competition. And I do think, I just think there's so much more to give for this costume and the contestant himself. I think he's a great singer. So, like I mentioned, I do think I could totally see him, and Pufferfish. I'm sidetracking right now. I could totally see him in the top two at the moment. So my guess for the Wolf, I was originally thinking Jason Donovan because of the voice, and I do think but I was looking at the clues, and I managed to pick all of them up looking back, and the voice just clicked to me, and I am 100% confident. Again, this is a guess I had. It was my own guess. I'm 100% certain this is Marty Pello from Wet Wet Wet, and I got not only the voice, even though I do think he's just holding back his voice because I know he can sing. There's clips of him singing, and he's absolutely fantastic. And so let's go to the clue. So we saw someone wearing a Pope hat, and he did a cover of the folk song called Dante's Prayer because people who popes wear those hats when they pray, I guess. The ship we saw very tight. So we saw there was a ship there, like a sailing ship, and his great grandfather was actually a shipbuilder, believe it or not. The Wolf Pack, which is a reference to him being the lead singer of Wet Wet Wet. He mentioned a fairy tale, and Marty has starred in Panto. He was in Peter Pan. He's been on the West End, and he was also in the Broadway adaptation of Jekyll and Hyde. Hence, there was like a clue reference there. And the 10-pin bowling, this one was a very, very subtle clue. And I got two links to that because, number one, he was featured bowling in a BBC Hogame special with someone on BBC. But also, his favourite place to visit is Bowling Harbour. And if you don't know where um, Bowling Harbour is, it is actually a cafe. It's basically a coffee shop in Basing, which is I think it's basically a cafe in Scotland. Basically, I've actually don't. And I mean, cafes, by the way, are really good. If anyone's been to a cafe, honestly, you would know how good their food is. So this is 100% Marty Pello, and I'm definitely looking forward. I really do hope we see him make it at least to maybe the final because I think he is just fantastic. And now we're going to talk about the eliminated contestant. That was indeed the Pegasus, and I will admit I was a bit disappointed about because the costume itself just looks so good. Like I love this costume. And this is like literally like another weather situation where a great costume was wasted just too early. In my opinion, it's such a shame. But Jonathan got it correctly, and when I listened to the speaking voice, it was a no-brainer. It was this person, and Jonathan got it right. It was the one and only Dame Prue, and I'm very happy for her. And she did honestly, while she was not at all a good singer, I'm very happy she did the show as she's been guest many times before, and to see Jonathan get it correct this time around is is awesome. Honestly, and I do have a lot of respect for her as a woman as well. She has done she did some like charity work as well, fundraising. Believe it or not, I can't exactly I'm just trying to like think of it. But I do think she did well, even though not being a good singer. No offense to her, but yeah, I've got to give a lot of props to her because she did well. God, I mean, bless her heart. So, Prue, welcome to the Masked Singer. You did well. Congratulations for doing the show, and God bless you. That's what I say. So now we talk about Toad in the Hole. Firstly, she performed "Valerie" by Amy Winehouse, a great song. Now this one I'm kind of annoyed about because if it's the person we all know it is, then I'll basically explain this now. But even without going through the clues, the voice is just 100% her speaking voice, singing voice. This is 1,000,000% Macy Gray. Like it's so obvious it's Macy, and like okay, this is gonna the one issue I have with Macy Gray is that I I've always found Macy Gray to be such like a drop. Not to be rude, but I just always found it to be so over dramatic. Like, and it's kind of got me thinking to myself. I was thinking to myself, the other day, after the performance, it's just like I was just like, I mean, it's hard, okay. It's just gonna sound really horrible to say, but I'm sorry, but I gotta be honest here. Like, I don't know why on earth they keep giving Macy the platform to do the show, because to be honest with you, I just find her to be such a drama queen, and to be honest, not only that, but I to me, she's got this kind of attitude that is just really outspoken in a way, and to be honest, it's really irritating. And I and this is why I wasn't a massive fan of her doing the Masked Singer in previous series, because in Australia she actually refused to take her mask off. Believe it or not, I'm not joking. She actually did refuse to take it off. But I mean, and in season 10, like when she performed Love Potion number 9, I within like 5 seconds I was like, that is 100% Macy Gray. And it still kind of baffles me that she actually made it was saved, actually made it over Hawk, and let alone she made the final, which I was shocked about, by the way. At first, I will stand by this for as long as I live, but the fact Hawk, aka Tyler Posey, the fact Tyler Posey was eliminated on Harry Potter Night is still a massive robbery. He was robbed. I'm sorry, but he should not have gone home that episode. He was fantastic. Him and Tiki should not have been in the bottom two whatsoever. They were, for me, were the two best singers in Group B. I mean, Husky, I really like, but his Super Freak performance was not his best in my opinion. And again, the fact Macy made it to the final over Tiki is still baffling to me. And look, I've mentioned this before, but she's just so over dramatic. And it's kind of just, it gives me the ick, to be honest. It does give me a bit of an ick. Like, okay, for example, take a look at Jennifer Lewis, who was Miss Cleopatra. Just for example, last season, she was on the show. Now, while personally, I was shocked that she didn't she was not in the bottom two against Afghan Hound, because I feel like personally, I feel like Jennifer Lewis should not have made it through for me, because Scott Porter, Gumball, I was shocked he made the bottom two on Wizard of Oz Night. But regardless of that, overall, I thought Jennifer Lewis was fantastic. I thought her singing was fantastic. I loved her song choice in Girl Group Night, and I will say, I also thought she was robbed, as I must admit, over Corey Feldman, who was the seal. I to be honest with you, I'm still kicking myself that I believe that I thought the seal was actually be a good singer, because in my opinion, I was disappointed that it was Corey Feldman, because he's not a good singer in my opinion. But but apart from that, not only I think Jennifer Lewis is a great singer, but she is. Not only I like her voice, but I really like her just as a genuine person. Like, she just comes across as a really lovely person, Jennifer Lewis. So like, I wasn't as mad with her being on the show and making it through. Like, even though her not making the SmackDown over Gumball, why kind of I didn't necessarily mind that, but it's just, again, Macy just gives me like a bit of an. Macy, look, all I can say is just I can't say anything else other than Macy, in my opinion. And I will say it now. I will say this now. I don't care what people say, but I don't think that she's a good singer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. I know that sounds so like heavy of me to say, but I'm not a fan of her voice. I'm not a fan of her voice whatsoever. I'm sorry. Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, I'm just not a huge fan of her voice. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on. When she goes home next week, because we're seeing Group B again, I will talk about her more then. Then finally, we had the bear, and honestly, I love the bear as well. I love his character. I just think he's just great. I just think he's just so cute. I really, really liked him. And he did Oliver Twist Pick a Pocket or Two, which is a great song from the great movie. And I love the way he portrayed the song being Fagin. What's his name? Fagin? Fagin? Okay, that sounds very wrong of me to say. Basically, the elderly man, Fagin, I think his name is. Yeah, Fagin. Yeah, Mr. Fagin. Yeah, that's his name. So it was a fun performance as well. I really enjoyed it. Now, my guess for the bear is it's a very out there guess. Like, I haven't seen many people say this name, but I think I've seen one other person say that this person's name, but I'm thinking that, and again, this is a stretch, but I think this could be Christopher Eccleston. Now, some of the clues I think are a bit of a stretch, but I'll go through them. So we saw the phrase "break a leg," which is a theatre reference, and Christopher Eccleston has done theatre. Um, um, Basically, he's done theatre acting. He's if I can get it up, he's played. What's he played in? He has played in. He's done on stage acting. He's played roles in Shakespeare's Hamlet, which is a play. As a character. Oh, is it a film? No, it's a play, and he played. He's basically done Shakespeare plays as well, and basically that, and the Globe that made me think of Shakespeare's Globe, because again he's done Shakespeare acting. And now this is a stretch here, but we saw the robber poster. Like, there was like a robber with a band. It was Goldilocks. I don't think that made a big difference, but he actually stars in a TV series called Safe House, and they have their policemen there, and of course police catch robbers per se. So now look, this is a very big stretch here. So I could very well be wrong on this guess next week. So, well, this upcoming week technically. So my guess for the bear right now is Christopher Eccleston. So we'll see if I'm right when he unmasked. But I could very well be wrong on this one, to be honest. So that is it for this week's recap and review of The Masked Singer UK Series 6, Episode 2. What were your thoughts on this week's episode as well? Let me know in the comments below. And who do you think is going home next week? Because let's be honest, I think we all know who's going home. I think we're all convinced that Toad in the Hole is going home. And apparently, it's going to be the most dramatic unmasking yet. And for me, that screams Toad in the Hole, because, like I mentioned, Macy Gray is just such a bloody drama queen. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see her off the show, just so we can continue doing the show. And also, it's just so obvious it's her. So let's just get off the show so we can continue the rest of the series without any dramas. All right, that's what I want to see. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry about me ranting over Macy Gray for half of the video. But again, let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the episode, your guesses, and your guesses, your thoughts, and who you think is on the mask. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Post notifications turn on. I really appreciate that. But for now, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.